really making me do this? Before I leave tomorrow, you will utter those 3 magical words. I love you, no matter what it takes.
Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week I checked out Killing Mary Sue, and this 2025 film was directed by James Sunshine and stars Sierra McCormick, Jake Busey, and Martin Kove, among others, of course. So what is the story of Killing Mary Sue? Well, it does star the titular character of Mary Sue, and she is the daughter of this senator, or at least the stepdaughter of this senator. And she's also kind of, a troubled spirit. She's, addicted to drugs and stuff like that and partying, and also causes a lot of kind of headaches and controversy for the senator. So he decides that, hey, maybe we should just, eliminate her and get her out of the picture. So he hires these assassins to go and take her out. Of course, being Mary Sue, she is a Mary Sue, so she has skills that she didn't even know about, right? So she's taking out all of these assassins, and then they have to ascend more assassins. And then it kind of delves into, what's actually happening with this senator and stuff like that. So what will happen? Well, for that, you gotta watch the movie and find out. All right, so let's discuss this film. Well, with this one, I was hesitant to press play on this one because it's a straight to Tubi movie, and Tubi's like a free kind of streaming service. You just have to watch commercials. And if it is going to Tubi, it's kind of, a warning sign, I would say. I think it's on other streaming services as well, but the free ones going straight there is certainly a warning. And with this one, I decided to press play on it sometime last week when I had an hour before I was supposed to go to bed. I was like, what could I watch this for an hour? I was like, oh, maybe I just watch this straight to Tubi movie. Maybe it's terrible. Maybe, I don't want to watch the rest after. And so I thought it would be just fine. So I pressed play, and I was also doing something else. I was doing what's called second screen viewing, which is a term I just kind of learned recently. And that's where movies are aware that you're on your phone while they're watching the movie. So they kind of dumb down the movie so that you can watch it while, playing on your phone. And this seems like one of those movies, to tell you the truth. And that's actually how I was kind of viewing it last week. And I was having a lot of fun with it in between, scrolling and stuff, because it is a very simple story and the characters are saying very obvious things. So it kind of seems like it is supposed to be viewed like that. But at that time, it got late. So I turned it off and it's like, I'll just watch it, next week when I have time. And so this week came around and I decided to press play, and I didn't even touch my phone once. It's a good enough film where you're interested in the characters and what's going on. And I even watched it from the beginning. That's how interested I was in this film, even though I had seen, the first half already. So I rewatched the first half for this viewing and then watched the second half. And it was a lot of fun. It's overall a fun movie. I know it's straight to streaming, but at the same time, and so it's one that if you want to check out, I think it's got a lot going for it, enough to even, command your attention for the hour and a half. And certainly has lots of stuff going for it. It has a fun story. It is Mary Sue, and Mary Sue is a kind of a term that means usually a young woman who has skills beyond what she should have. And you see this in lots of movies these days where, it's a skinny lady taking on these big kind of bulking guys, and she's just knocking them back here or there. And I think I first heard of it from the Star Wars movie with Rey Skywalker, or I guess that's not her name, Rey whatever. And she is a Mary Sue, right? She's got the Jedi powers even though she has no training. And what does she do? She does a week of training at one point or something and is now a master at it. And Mary Sue is the same in this one, so that is certainly fun. She has all of these skills from what she thinks is playing video games. And so she, is like, oh, here's the Halo move. Here's my, auto aim, just look away and aim. And she is impossible to hit with bullets as well. And she's just kind of standing there and everyone's just, bullets are flying past her. And then what else? She drops a gun by accident and then the gun goes off and kills someone. So she's a complete Mary Sue. And they even have, that definition right at the beginning. And I think I had confused Mary Sue with maybe MacGuffin. So I was like, oh, it's, a MacGuffin, a movie where she's not the main thing. But no, Mary Sue is not the same as MacGuffin, so I did learn that, I guess, or at least that distinction was separated in my mind. And yeah, it's fun. Like, it's fun to watch her go around and kill these assassins, even though, she's this, a small lady just killing these big hulking guys. And it is just a lot of fun. Like, there's actually quite a lot of assassins as well. Like, the first time they send the assassin, and then they send a whole squad, and now they gotta get a guy out of retirement. And then here comes some Russian assassins, and here comes some other assassins, and it's a lot of fun. Like, there's lots of moving parts, lots of things to see. Every 15 minutes, it's on to a new kind of segment, and yes, just like a fun story overall with lots of stuff happening. So yeah, it certainly works for just a movie to watch, certainly. Also, with this movie, it is supposed to be an action comedy movie, and so they do have jokes, and of course, comedy is subjective, so you might not like it, but for me, I actually enjoyed the comedy. They have kind of running jokes that are fun. I would say with Mary Sue, her whole motivating factor is that she wants the senator to say "I love you" to her, and she's really going after him, and he kind of spices it up with, saying things that are similar to "I love you." Like, he'll say, "I love you, unique gifts." And it's like, oh, he almost said it, right? And so it is fun that way. And then what's another joke? Oh, the Mary Sue character, she's supposed to be going to Russia the next day, and she's going there to be the CEO of a Russian banana farm. But of course, Russia doesn't grow bananas, so like, what is she actually doing there is kind of funny. And there's a few other things that just kind of make you laugh out loud. I would say my laugh out loud moments might have also come from being a bad movie lover. These things are funny to me when they are so bad that they become funny, and I certainly had some kind of deep laughs with that as well. So I think with this one, even though comedy is subjective, I think there's something for a lot of different people to enjoy with this one. In addition, the acting is pretty good, surprisingly, but they do actually have quite a few names that you might actually recognize, or at least recognize their face. With Jake Busey, he comes right out of, the Busey family, and he was in, what was it called? Starship Troopers. That's where I remember his face from. And so it's like, oh, it's him. He's in this movie. They have Jay from Jay and Silent Bob. I think the actor is Jason Mewes. He's in this one, but only kind of in the beginning. And of course, there's lots of different faces in this one that you kind of recognize, but you might not know their name, like Dermot Mulroney. I'm not sure if I'm saying that one right, but yeah, no, there's lots of different faces in this one where you're like, oh yeah, I've seen this guy before, I've seen that guy before. And they're doing a good job, certainly. In addition, of course, every technical aspect beyond that is pretty good. The sound is good, the lighting is good, and the shooting is good. It has very kind of just clean and clear shooting as well. So that's also appreciated in any, low budget movie. I'm sure this is not, too low budget with all the names they got. And it's, one or two settings as well. So it's not like they're globe trotting or anything like that. They have like the mansion, and then they have this kind of one warehouse scene. And so, yeah, it's just like a well put together movie that you can certainly enjoy. I think that brings me to what doesn't work with this film. Well, I gotta say, I was really laughing at the music because it was just so bad. And it's like generically bad. Like, it's the kind of the most generic music you can ever think of. And they have, very generic kind of, wisp and sprinkles and whatever it might be. But man, the music was just so bad that I was actually laughing at the music sometimes. I was like, this is the score they're going with. And it's just so generically bad that it actually, for a bad movie lover like myself, becomes part of the entertainment value of this movie. So that is certainly in there. Also with this one, I think it kind of suffers from that second screen viewing, situation. But like I said, I was enjoying it when I was watching it the first time with my second screen going. But then for this viewing, I just watched it, as my primary screen, and I enjoyed it for what it was. Like, I was really into it. And so it can, I think, provide entertainment on different levels for different people, of course, but that does make it for, a dumber story, a simpler story, one where, like I said, characters are saying very obvious things and whatnot, because you gotta listen to the movie as much as you have to see it these days with your second screen. So that, I think, kind of goes into it, but I enjoyed it regardless for that. What else? I think the end, and I'll try to be spoiler free, but they just kind of do exposition dump after exposition dump at the end, and you're like, that's what's going on? What? Why would I even think about that happening? And so it kind of, the ending is what it is, we'll say that. But even then, until you get to there, you're enjoying it. And even when you do find out, what's going on, you're like, oh, that kind of, puts the whole movie in a different perspective as well. So it does have its own kind of value in the ending, even though it's not, what I would have done, but that's what they did, right? This guy, Sunshine, he can do his movie any way he wants, I guess. And he did a good job overall, I thought. So would I recommend this movie? Well, I would say yeah, even if you want to just watch it as a second screen movie, you can watch it. Like I said, I watched it that way first, and then I watched it as a primary screening, and I enjoyed it. I was having a bev or two as well, so I was really kind of enjoying it. And of course, as a bad movie lover, this is a bad movie for you to enjoy. Like, you kind of get into the badness of it and stuff like that. So it is certainly a recommendation from me. As for a rating, well, I thought it was a little bit more entertaining than average, so I'm going to give it the 5.6, which is for a better than average movie, but not an above average movie, if that makes sense. And with that being said, I think that's all I want to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.